Hey guys, welcome to another video here. My webcam has either broken or is bugged out, so no webcam for today, but we're doing a Dech Tech today, and we have a one called a spicy one. I'll just call it a good one. So this is the list from the online players tour, or the events going on right now. This list was top 8 by Gabriel Nassif. If you don't know, he is a very avid control player. You'll often see him play these late game decks, or decks that like to stall out the game very much. He is kind of the person that you look to for a deck like this. Nothing's too crazy. You have your standard kind of control pieces: Birth of Meletus, Aether Gust, Omen of the Sun, Omen of the Sea, Dovin's Veto, Mystical Dispute, and then your Planeswalkers in Teferi and Narset. Only 2 copies of Absorb, kind of a little bit low on Narset and Absorb in my opinion. Similarly, only 2 copies of Shadow the Sky, so it's kind of just trying to prey on the limited amount of mono red, but it kind of compensates for that, and it's also probably a reason why you don't run more Shadow of the Sky is because of your main win condition is 4 copies of Archon of Sun's Grace, and you have plenty of enchantments to facilitate the Constellation ability. So the main additions being Elspeth Conquers Death and Shark Typhoon, 3 copies each, and as well as 2 copies of Banishing Light, which I have always been a big proponent of Banishing Light, so I'm happy to see that Gabriel agrees that it is a card that belongs in Standard. Okay. As for the lands, pretty standard, 2-2 split between the castles, your standard dual lands, and only 1 copy of Fabled Passage, again because you're not really trying to run too many tapped lands. This deck only has about 5, which is which is more than fine because you do not have any 1-drops. The soonest you can play something is if you're playing against a blue deck with Mystical Dispute. Otherwise, you're only playing stuff as early as turn 2. Taking a look in the sideboard here, 3 copies of Glass Casket, Aether Gust, Dovin's Veto, Brazen Borrower, just kind of as a catch-all, Mystical Dispute, and Narset for the control mirrors, Shadow of the Sky for aggressive decks, and then Commence the Endgame and Shark Typhoon kind of just as additional cards. Commence the Endgame is obviously very powerful against control decks, or in the mirror match, or really any deck. It just has become a powerful card against decks with Mystical Disputes, or decks that maybe aren't running cards like Teferi, because Amass is not very good against Teferi, but in this case, if you can answer Teferi and cast Commence the Endgame, then you're in a good position. Or get to 6 mana for Commence the Endgame. It's a potentially powerful play. Since we have an actual sideboard here, and I wanted to test that out, I'm going to go ahead and go into standard, traditional ranked standard, and try and do a few rounds there, and see how that goes. Okay, here for game 1 of match 1, and our hand here, while not fantastic, the Tentacles should be able to help us find a land. If not, the Omen of the Sea definitely should, so I'm just going to keep this. Okay, opponent led Zegoth Triome, so some kind of Sultai deck. Birth of Meletus is a land drop, but not really, because we would rather have double blue. So I'm going to bottom that in hopes of finding a land, or just using Omen of the Sea. Again, we have so many ways to find a land here. Awesome, and we found a land in Hallowed Fountain. So I'm just going to lead on plains and pass to keep up Dovin's Veto or Omen of the Sun. I don't expect them to play something super threatening, so yeah, probably just casting Omen of the Sun. Omen of the Sea. Omen of the Sun's the white one. I keep on saying Omen of the Sun. Okay. I have a feeling that Elspeth Conquers Death is going to be a good card in this matchup. So I'd really like to keep these. I kind of want to keep both. Yeah, I'm just going to get to draw both anyways. So yeah, I'm just going to draw both. And then go to my turn. They might be casting a Growth Spiral here. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So the question is, do we go for Temple or Hallowed Fountain? I think I don't need to try and cast the Absorb this turn. I have Dovin's Veto and Omen of the Sun, and if they play something, it's some permanent. Well, but then I can't conquer it. No, I changed my mind. I think if this was turn 4, it would be different, but I'm going to keep up Absorb this turn. If they cast a Growth Spiral on my end step, yeah, I'm not trying to Dovin's Veto that. That's not happening. Okay. So very, very mana intensive deck for our opponent. They're playing a lot of fixing. It's possible they could be 4 colors, but I highly doubt that. Yeah, just a Sultai deck. Okay, I'm not sure what they would fetch here and not play, but I have no reason to not play the Omen here. I'm not sure about this Dovin's Veto. I really have no idea. My inclination is to keep it, but I feel like I can draw something better. But I'm gonna try keeping it here. But I would like to draw the Shark Typhoon. Although I would really like to hit. I need to hit a 5th land, so I'm actually gonna bottom the Dovin's Veto. Okay. So opponent might be casting something here. I'm not sure what they would be casting. The answer is nothing. Okay, so Flare Temple here. Try and hit our 5th land. Okay, we're gonna bottom the Archon and just pass here. Again, no reason for us to tap out here. Okay. Opponent has played 0 spells for 5 turns. Okay. So I'm gonna do the same thing. It's a much weaker Shark Typhoon. I guess I could. No, I'm gonna Omen of the Sea instead. I'm gonna try and hit my 5th land to have a better. Okay. I actually like both of these. Yeah. Because this way I get to Shark Typhoon on their end step if they play something big. I'm not going to try and contest this now. There's no reason for me to, once again. Okay, they're playing a 6-drop here. Could be like Bolas Citadel, Shark Typhoon. That's actually fine. Right, they don't have any another land that they can play, and I get to just cycle the Shark Typhoon 3 and answer their Shark Typhoon token. And answer like this. Now I could Elspeth Conquers Death here. I think that is the correct play. So I'm gonna shock here to hold a Mystical Dispute and Elspeth Conquers Death. Even though it's not likely to hit another target, if they just go for, and also this Mystical Dispute is unlikely to actually hit something, they just, unless they cast something like a Shark Typhoon. They could do, they could have, what's the name of the card? Ravages of War? Not Ravages of War, Cruelties, Cruelties. Casualties of War. Cruelties of War, Casualties of War. Okay. Yeah, I am very fine just, passing here. I don't feel pressured. I have 3 counter spells as well as Vanishing Light and Shark Typhoon. Okay, there's our Mystical Dispute targets once again. Cast this for 2. Alright, we'll cast this here. Because we would like to hit our lands. Has us tap out a little bit, but that's okay. I guess I'm expecting the ultimatum here, right? The Sultai ultimatum is the one that puts all permanents from your graveyard into play. But we have Dovin's Veto for that. Ironically, I'm actually going to Mystical Dispute this. They can pay 3, but then they don't have any more mana. And then we get to just banishing like that and still keep up mana for countering the ultimatum. I've never played against a deck like this before, so it's kind of... or whatever they're playing. Uro? I am actually going to let that resolve. You can draw a card. And if they decide to do it again, then I'm totally fine with that. Actually, if I wanted to, I could just Elspeth Conquers Death that. Especially if they exile all their stuff here for it. They do have Mystical Dispute up. They could have it up, which would counter my Elspeth Conquers Death. I am actually going to Absorb here. Okay, so that lets me know that they don't have Mystical Disputes. I'm actually going to play Archon. I need to get this game over with ASAP. And so I still have Dovin's Veto up here. Casualties of War would be unfortunate. Choose even or odd. 0 is even. So if you choose odd... 1, 2, 3. Actually, I think I just need to counter this. Yeah. I just have to counter this. Because now they have no more stuff in their graveyard, so I don't need to worry about ultimatum anymore. I kind of just need to work on winning the game. Oh, no. Okay. Ironically, they could have gotten back their Shark Typhoon. But they chose not to. I'm going to lead on Narset here. Try and get Counterspell.
If you wish to surrender, meditate and prepare.
It's only a red or green spell. I'm just going to get Omen of the Sun, or Omen of the Sea, and probably just hold it up to try and hit like a... I don't think I have... I have one more Dovin's Veto in my deck, but I believe that was at the bottom. Oh no, did I shuffle my deck? I shuffled my deck, so it might not be at the bottom. Questing Beasts. I'm actually gonna Omen of the Sea here because I don't... Yeah, Aether Gust. Maybe I should have kept the Aether Gust. Oh, there's my Dovin's Veto. I actually don't think I want these anymore. Okay. That's fine. They can kill my Narset, but then we get to Elspeth Conquers Death. Back. So.
Such violence
Okay.
is upsetting.
Maybe I should have kept Casualties of War for if they have another, or I'm sorry, Dovin's Veto for another Casualties of War. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna Elspeth this. So they can't get Uro back yet. They have one card in hand. They're gonna have two. Bottomless Plains because you don't need it. They're probably just using Castle of Ventress. Which means they're finding a decent spell here. Most likely. Yep, they top something. So that's not great. Don't be a Casualties of War. Don't be a Casualties of War. I think anything other than Casualties of War would be fine. Nissa is okay.
Together, we will prevail.
Three. Yeah, because I can actually just bounce by Elspeth Conquers Death and and target Nissa. Oh, do they have a Casualties of War? They're bouncing over my stuff. No. Oh my goodness. They had both of those? Although, ironically, they didn't get rid of Banishing Light. They didn't realize that if they got rid of Banishing Light, it goes back to their field. Okay. I think I actually need to bounce by Omen here, ironically. As weird as that may sound.
Let's slow this down. Here we go.
I'm just gonna cast Omen of the Sea here. I don't... Well... Well, I don't think we want those. Those guys aren't great against Nissa. I could just cast this Teferi here and bounce their lands. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that.
Trust me. You'll thank me later. This might be a bad
Okay,
idea.
there's the Elspeth Conquers Death for the Nissa. Blast Zone's very scary, because that can tick up and get rid of our Banishing Light. That's very bad.
Rise, my elemental friend.
This game just blew completely out of hand.
I really should have seen that coming.
I was really trying to close the game as soon as possible. Okay. Banishing Lights and Elspeth Conquers Death. This is target non-land, unfortunately. So, this... It is still colorless, right? It's not a green. Yeah, it's still colorless. So this does not get applied, ironically. Okay, we got to ECD on our Elspeth. So they destroy the Shark Typhoon. It's not as big of a deal as long as they don't have such a crazy enchantment to target us with. Okay, so they're already putting 4 counters on it, so that actually just means that they're not using Blast Zone for Banishing Light. They have decided they want to use it on BCD.
I can help you no longer.
Okay. So we no longer have a ton of elementals coming at us. Our opponent still is scrying with Castle Vantress every turn. But we are not dead, and we have potential good draws. Now I'm kind of wishing I didn't bottom both of those Teferis. Kind of unfortunate. Okay. It's a long game 1. It's the longest game 1 I've had in Arena for a while. Well, I'm gonna let that go. The question is, I think I have to let it resolve, and then Banishing Light it. Yeah. Okay. Archon is good. I'm just gonna run with that and try and win the game off of it. Yeah. Still good to keep up Ether Gusts. That's kind of all I got. Spiral's fine. They might have something for like Uro. Or they might just pop their blast. They probably should pop the blast zone here. If you tap, yeah. Okay. So only have 2 more mana. So this Aether Gust might actually help us out here. Yeah, once again, really wishing that I had kept... Because now, if I had kept the Teferi, yeah, it was a big mistake to bottom both Teferis, because I could have been bouncing this Banishing Light. Okay, Absorb's pretty good, actually. Okay, 5 in the air. Gain 5. Okay, just cycling a Triome here. Not too bad. I'm counting deck size here, just looking at a quick glance. But looks like this game is not going to be going to decking. It's either he's going to play something large and wreck me, or something like that. So yeah, so you could play Uro here. If he does, I'm going to Aether Gust it. Hydra increases. Well, the draw cards is annoying. I'm going to scry here, actually, first. Alright, Omen of the Sea is good. So now I'm gonna absorb this. So he gains 4. Still keeping up Aether Gust. I'm gonna main phase my Omen to get past any kind of removal. Sure. Soul Guide Lantern does not do anything to me. Looks like we're now no longer trying to win off of Elspeth Conqueror's Death. In fact, I believe all 3 are gone. So I don't think there's a single card in our deck now that cares about the graveyard. So we are fine with that. It's a good second to exile my graveyard. It's not going to affect me. Okay. So we're going to main phase our Omen here. We're going to try and find a counterspell. Shark Typhoon. So... How many Hydroid Graces have they played? I see at least one. Is it only one? I exiled... I've exiled at least one. Yeah. So I'm not sure how many they play. I don't think Shark Typhoon is going to be what I win with, though. Like, I could use it to get another Pegasus here, or at that point it's better just to cycle it. I guess I could keep it and cycle it for 2 if I really don't want it. Yeah, I think that's my plan. And I'm just gonna hope that this main deck Aether Gust can help us out here. Another Hydroid Crisis would be really unfortunate. Okay, so looks like they might be trying to cast Uro here. If they cast Uro, I'm gonna be sad. Although 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so make a 5/5, and then I have that's 12 damage, so it'd only bring them to 2. They played Uro here. Yep, that's fine. Hydroid Crisis once again. So here they're going to gain 6 life, go to 17. I think I'm going to let this resolve and Aether Gust it, and then Aether Gust it when it hits during my turn. So yeah, I'm just going to Shark Typhoon here. I'm going to let this resolve. Yep. Okay. Assuming they're going to pass after this. Shark Typhoon for a lot. So I think it's just 5. Birth of Meletus, okay. I think my plan is to play Birth of Meletus first. Get my extra Pegasus. Scry with Temple of Enlightenment. So we get another Aether Gust next turn. Yeah, I think I'm just going to Aether Gust this guy here. So if he does this, the same thing next turn. I've dealt him 12 damage. He'll be at 5. He'll gain 6, maybe 7. And that's still lethal. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. He knows that I'm tapped out, but this also puts him low on cards in deck. So like he has to, this is like a tough decision for him. He does put it on top though. Okay. All out attack. Okay. Don't play something crazy. It's like you could play like Uro and a Hydroid Crisis. You could also play like Nissa and play a bunch of stuff with Nissa. These are various degrees of crazy. But yeah, of course he's going to attack with the swamp. That's only normal. I'm also going to make a token Castle Ardenvale. Wow, and we got it. He's just gonna do that. I'm gonna Aether Gusts and have lethal. Let's make a Argmail token. He also has 9 cards left in his deck. Like, it's just, this is just hilarious. Okay. GG's. Okay, what a game. So definitely want Aether Gust. Aether Gust seemed to be a great card there. Same actually with Glass Casket. Glass Casket answers both Hydrocrisis and Uro. Narset would be a good card against Hydrocrisis as well. Mystical Dispute was effective against them. I don't think I want Brazen Bar or Dovin's Veto, or extra Dovin's Veto, and I don't think I want Commence the Endgame. I think my plan is to just trim on... I don't know about Dovin's Veto. So I don't know about Dovin's Veto. Maybe not 4 knocks, that's just 3. Yeah, let's actually trim on the vetoes, ironically, because Dovin's or Mystical Dispute is kind of going to be the card that's going to do that. Let's call on Teferi here. I cut down on the absorbs. I could also cut down on shatters. He didn't have too many creatures that I really wanted to answer once they hit the board, besides like what's that, Questing Beast. So, and that draws him a card. So yeah, I'm actually gonna cut to Shatter the Skies and just try and answer him, and just basically never tap out. And then I'll cut a Birth of Meletus, and I don't know. I feel like I'm shaving in a bad way. I'm gonna cut a Glass Casket. I'm gonna only put in 2 Glass Caskets. This is whatever. This is just an artifact, right? So this doesn't work with Archon, unfortunately. Let's try this. Yeah, again, sideboarding with this deck seems hard, especially against these weird kind of Uro decks that have Uro, might have Planeswalkers. I guess I should have kept Dovin's Veto for Planeswalkers, now that I think about it. This hand is great because I get to keep up Mystical Dispute and have Omen of the Sea. So I have to have Mystical Dispute for the turn 1 Growth Spiral, or turn 2 Growth Spiral. If I feel like I should counter that, which in this case, I think I should. Vanishing Light's a good draw. Although they didn't lead off on a blue or green land, so they're actually not casting... Ooh. So they actually get to take one of my good cards here. Probably a Mystical Dispute, or a Narset. They could take Banishing Light. But I don't think the answer is not Omen of the Sea here. No way that's what you take. Okay, so they ended up just passing here, so I actually can now just play my Hallowed Fountain tapped and pass. because I don't expect to be casting 2 Mystical Disputes. Okay, so the question is, do we counter this Uro? I think the answer is yes, and we just cast our Narsets. I don't see a lot of cases where this goes wrong, besides untapped land plus questing beast. I'm going to take the Teferi here. Yeah, I think that is quite literally the only case where the Narset hits the board. And if they play anything besides that, oh my goodness. Ooh. That was nice. That was very nice. I don't care what they do now. I'm whispering for comedic effect. So they can still like Growth Spiral on our turn, unless we play something like Teferi. But yeah, Narset plus Teferi is gonna make our opponent's time very difficult. I'm actually gonna cast Teferi first. I don't expect them to have some kind of damage spell for Narset or removal for Narset. I could counter this. Do I? I actually think I do. The reasoning is because I want to make it the least likely that they can untap and play Nissa. And if they play something like an Uro next turn, it doesn't bother me. And if they play something like a Hydro Crisis, it definitely doesn't bother me. I'm gonna take the Shark Typhoon here, probably. Actually, I don't even care about Nissa because I have Banishing Light. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the Shark Typhoon and try to win the game. I'm gonna take up to Vary, so that if I take down and they play a Nissa, then I'm sad. Tapped land is very good here. Yeah, sure. So I don't get a card off my Narset, but that's fine. I'm gonna play this Castle Ventress here and pass, and we might be just playing or using a Shark Typhoon here. Yeah, I'm fine just making a 3/3. Even though I don't get the value of the shark, or I don't see. I think it's basically never correct to use the Shark Typhoon as an enchantment. Okay. Aether Gust is a decent draw here. I'm actually going to play Fabled Passage and try and thin my deck out a little bit. So yeah, now I can just hold up these counter magic or these answers like Vanishing Lights. Shark Typhoon would be unfortunate here. Ooh. They get to answer my Narset. That's unfortunate. Okay.
I must train harder.
Wow. Okay. What can you do? He had a sideboard. He had a sideboard card. I'm gonna activate this, thin my deck out. And I could use Ardenvale, but I'm gonna use Castle Ventress here. I need to draw good spells now. Elspeth Conquers Death is probably a good one if he plays Uro. I'm gonna attack here. I'm ahead on life total. So yeah. And also I want to offset the life that he's gonna gain with Uro now. I'm just expecting a Elspeth Conquers Death here, or a Uro, and then I just ECD it. Unfortunately, he exiled both of my Planeswalkers. How did he exile? He had Noxious Grasp into... How did he exile my Narset? Okay, you took my Elspeth Conqueror's Death, you spent 6 mana to get rid of that, and now you can't attack. I'm going to use my Castle of Interest here. Glass Casket is amazing, but I'm actually going to get Omen of the Sea here first, so that I can have an extra look. I'm actually good with these. Yeah, I'm gonna Glass Caskets, Shark Typhoon here. Yes, I know that I could Glass Casket the Uro, but I can just Aether Gust that as well. So I'm expecting him to Uro here. Okay, that's what we see. Let that go. Okay, puts a Triome into play. And even though I'm only looking at 1 extra card here, I still think it's worth it, since I want to use my mana next turn to scry with Castle of Interest. So I'm going to set a stop on their upkeep and attack. I'm sorry, I mean I have to do it on my opponent's draw phase. So I'm actually going to hold full control here. And next, yeah, I just want to make sure that I don't skip that part. Okay, draw, and then I Aether Gust the Uro. That stop. Okay. Huh. So now they actually can't use that. Wait, they shuffled away? They're playing something else? They shuffled away their Uro. Or they might have another Uro, I guess. But that's funny. So what are you casting here? Hydroid Crisis? Lucranos. Oh, and then you're gonna fight my guy. I'm just gonna Castle of Interest here. Yes, they could just fight my Pelucranos, but ironically, Aether Gust is not good enough here. Aether Gust is actively bad. Okay, I'm not gonna play that. I'm just gonna attack and make them do it. Now instead of 6/6, they have 3/3. And it's kind of a top deck battle once again here. This long grind haul. Okay. I'm actually fine with them hitting me for 3. I'd rather just Castle of Interest and draw a good spell. Not interested in trying to try and use my Castle Ardent Vandal to whittle it down. I'm very happy letting this hit me, so I can scry 2. Okay. Okay, I'm actually going to do this, and I'm actually going to, yeah, bounce my Glass Caskets to draw the Archon of Sun's Grace, and then, yeah, so this is good. So I bounce my Glass Casket, so not only am I checking a future Hydra Crisis or an Uro, but I actually answer the Pelucranos by having a 3/4 body. They might have been waiting for me to play a creature to play Casualties of War, that would feel really bad, but I have no way of playing around it. I kind of need to just play my stuff and do my best here. Okay, so they get to answer both my Archon and my Teferi. That's okay.
This is hard.
That was probably what they were holding. Okay, and we get to play our planes. This is important because we need to have enough mana to cast Absorb and use our Castle Vantress. Okay, it's fine. Uro. I'm actually not going to counter Uro here. Once again, because I have the Glass Casket. I'm going to let them do that. Again, I just need to continue to get good cards with Castle Vantress until I can overwhelm my opponent. I'm in no rush here. Also, like, I can just get, like, a gigantic Shark Typhoon, which is right there. Hello. And just do that instead. So, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. They could cast their Uro here, in which case I would let it resolve, and just use Shark Typhoon to finish off the game. And make a 6-6. Yeah, we're making a 6-6 Shark Typhoon. So, actually, if they cast their Uro here, they go to 12, and they die in 2 hits from the Shark Typhoon. Okay, ouch. Ouchies for 3. If they don't cast the Uro here, it most likely means they have a Shark Typhoon. So I'll just have to be wary of that. But I don't think I can play around Shark Typhoon at this point. Now their Shark Typhoon no longer beats mine. So I'll let this resolve. Hydroid Krasis. I'm actually fine with this, because once again I just get to make a gigantic Shark Typhoon, Glass Casket Uro, and attack. Do I attack here actually? I actually don't think I do now. I think I need to keep back. It's a tough call. Yeah, I'm actually gonna hold back here. I'm not sure if that's the correct play. That might be wrong. Also, notably, our opponent has... I forgot about... it's been a while since I played in ranked or best of 3 mode, because my opponent has a limited amount of time here. Shark Typhoon, Hardcast. What could they cast for 4 mana that would be worse than this? I don't think there's much. Mystical Dispute doesn't do it for them. Yeah. Okay. So here, what their plan is to use Pelucranos, which costs 6 mana, and then they could fight this. But if they do that, then this is 12-12. It's going to fight this, and it'll go to 6 counters, and I'll be at 10. But I'm going to play both of my Archons next turn. So I'm actually not going to block here. Because Because it can't get haste, right? It doesn't get haste. Yeah. Yeah, and it's more economical to play both of these than if I draw, like, Sun Enchantment. So yeah, I'm actually going to play this first to see. Birth of Meletus is great here, because that's going to give me an enchantment. So here, they can't do their Pelucranos play, because if they just do that, then... okay... They could do their Pelucranos play now, and it would be threatening next turn. Otherwise, I'm not sure what their plan is. Okay. They just have... How many Rose Spirals? Is that 3 Rose Spirals? Wow. Okay. So Soul Guide Lantern is a good one for our opponent here because it answers future Elspeth Conquers Deaths. Alright. They shouldn't attack here because the only deals effectively 1 damage. I'm going to get my Pegasus and my land here. And there's no point in not playing it since our opponent already knows about it. So might as well. And we're gonna get in with our Hydroid Crisis, or not our Hydroid Crisis, our Shark token here. Alrighty. So the question becomes, what did our opponent just draw? They could draw a card with Soul Guide Lantern. And do they actually pull the trigger on Pelucranos? Questing Beast. So our opponents can still do their Soul Guide Lantern play. So no blocks here. Don't have a profitable trade with the Questing Beast. Although, actually, now they can't do their play with Pelucranos. They have to use, Soul Guide Lantern to try and find something, or they might just be dead here. Actually, wait, they're dead either way, because there's 2 flyers. They're 3 power. If they cast that for 6, then the only thing that they could have is the Noxious Grasp, which is a sorcery, correct? Oh no, that's an instant. Oh, is this casualties? That's miserable. I have to now casualty. Or yeah, I have some castle of interest to find. Wait, did that do it? No, that didn't do it. It almost does it. That's sad though. That doesn't do it. Yeah. Unfortunate. And this is another second main. So this is actually fine because we get the Glass Caskets, the Hydroid Crisis, and attack them for for that. Do they have enough mana? Do they have 12 mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, they have 12 mana, so they could actually, unfortunately, wreck us with Pelucranos. Yeah. Do they have enough cards for Pelucranos? How much is Pelucranos? 6 other cards? Yeah. So they have to see it. Yep. Alright, so there's the blue Gnos. Nothing we can do about that. And yes, they have their respective 6 mana. So they get to fight both of our guys. Do you get to gain? Right, you get to gain a bunch of life. Oh no, we only get to gain 3 from that. Oh, I don't have my Castle of Interest anymore, so I have to do this. Oh, well there's our castle. Another Castle of Interest. But it looks like we are dead. Yep, that is game. Okay. I guess there was no point in stalling out time there. Okay. I don't think I want Brazen Bower. I think I need at least 1 copy of Shadow of the Sky now. Commence the end game's not what we need. Brazen Bower is kind of interesting. I'm not sure about that. Oh, I think this is fine. I think this minus, you know, something like a Mystical Dispute or an Omen of the Sea. Not an Omen of the Sea. Just a minus down a Mystical Dispute, or maybe a Narset. Actually, I forget what I just said. Do I want to cut both? I just brought the Narsets in. Yeah, actually, I'm going to bring in the Mystical Dispute and take out a Narset. Just because the Mystical Disputes are so good early, and then can counter big stuff like Nissa or Plukernos. So, yeah. Now, I don't remember exactly what happens when our opponent runs out of time here. But this hand is good. ECD. I'm actually going to keep ECD here. Just going to Birth of Meletus. The only thing that I'd like to draw here is like Mystical Dispute or Absorb, so I can hold that up instead of trying to play something like Teferi. So they could play something like Uro. So I'm just going to use Teferi, bounce my Birth of Meletus.
Stand by. That's more like it.
Drew another Elspeth Conqueror's Death. I just want to draw through my deck and take out as many cards as I can. So I might actually just play 2, births. I'm going to play this to another Birth of Meletus. There's no point playing something like a 4-drop, like, I guess if he had a Questing Beast, he could answer my Teferi, but then I just Elspeth Conqueror's Death back. I'm fine with that. And I'll tick up. So plenty of lands here to work with, and hopefully these Elspeth Conquerors. Actually, I think it would be better for me if he did play Questing Beasts here. Or Polychronos.
Mind and body should
Okay.
be with thoughtfulness before action.
Interesting. I'm gonna tick up and play
Oh, I've
Narset
done
here.
the hero thing before.
The focus and I have just the trick.
Last Cat gets a good one. Ironically, I can actually Elspeth Conqueror's Death this Nissa instead of Aether Gusting it. Question is there a 6-drop that I care about? Because them having a 3/3 doesn't matter with all my walls. I also haven't gotten their card with Narsets. Yeah, I'm actually going to let this resolve. I'm not sure what they could play for 6 mana, but I'm going to let this resolve.
Strange and magnificent world.
It's important when you're playing Control to know kind of which cards you need to counter and which cards you don't. Even though this is not really a counter spell. Okay, block here.
Meditate and prepare.
That is an unfortunate circumstance here. So that means that we are forced to kind of just Elspeth Conquer. I'm glad I kind of did that actually, because now I get to get my Elspeth Conquer step down.
Fight on without me.
Take up to Fairy here.
I've got it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So they're going to be able to play this.
We will meet again.
It's fine. So just have this slew of walls here. Alright, here's Castle of Interest. Oh, actually, they don't get to play it next turn. Right, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no. Right, so they have 7 mana next turn. So they don't actually get to play it here. So I'm actually good at Narset here.
Keep an open mind.
Could just ECD. But I already have ECD on the board. I'm actually going to take the Narset here and try and get another Nars something else. Because I can still play Absorb here. Yes. Because this puts another Narset in the graveyard for me to get back at a later point. And also make sure that it's in the graveyard. Okay. I'd like to take the Absorb here, I think. Scratch that, actually. Because this allows me to draw a card on their turn. Yeah. And here I get to get back into Fairy. Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought they lose. Whew! Look at all those ranks. Alright, well that was an incredibly long game. I think we were well poised to win that game. I think we were going to be able to play around the Thought Distortion there. But yeah, as you can see, the deck is very, very capable of stalling out those games and getting to the late game. Alright, that was a very long game. That was almost an hour. So I'm going to leave it there. I might do another episode of this, just best of ones, to kind of show just more about the deck in general. But deck seems to have a good matchup against the Uro decks, as well as potentially against a lot of the aggro decks, with the addition of Archon Sun's Grace. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Congrats on Gabriel Nassif for his performance with the deck. And if you guys like this video, go ahead and leave a like and comment. And look forward to more videos in the future. Alright guys, see you next time.